Okay. I've done 5 or 6 bathrooms in different houses over the years. I've watched a ton of YouTube videos. There's one particular type of a video that I see that I've never really understood, and that's the one that says, "Make your bathroom look expensive." That phrase has always made me think of like gold-plated toilets or like some kind of swan sculpture fountain in the middle of the room. I don't even really know what it means, what an expensive bathroom means. When I imagine it, it's not the kind of bathroom that I want. The kind of bathroom that I want is, warm, relaxing, calming, clean, uh, feels like it's of durable materials. And so I think it's totally wrong to think about how do you make something look expensive. And what you should do is just think about how can you make it simple and authentic. So that's what I thought I'd do today is kind of go through this bathroom that we did and talk about how we simplified things and looked for kind of materials that expressed an authenticity to them. So let's go through kind of the main parts of this bathroom. We'll look at the materials, we'll look at the tub and the shower and the fixtures through that lens of simplicity and authenticity. And I'll throw in a few kind of building tips I've learned along the way. So in this bathroom, we've basically got 3 materials doing a lot of the work. And that's cherry wood, plaster, and then microcement. So 3 of the walls in the cabinetry are all made of cherry. We use that through a lot of the rest of the house. Wood is about as simple and authentic as you can get. Humans have been surrounded by wood since we started building things. And I think that comfort and familiarity with the material is almost baked into our DNA at this point. And then one wall is a veneer plaster. So it's a gypsum lime plaster with a olive oil soap finish. And it's hard to pick up in photos, kind of the quality of plaster walls, but they just kind of have a soft, glowing feel to them. They don't feel like just regular drywall mud. They feel more like a stone. And so, whenever you can, I much prefer using kind of a veneer plaster than just typical drywall mud. And then we have microcement, which is used for the floors, the tub surround here, and the countertop. We have 3 different places all using the same material. And that's what I mean by trying to simplify things. And that kind of simplification, it just makes the space feel more cohesive. When you have less things competing for your eye, I think it makes the space feel more relaxing. And you could say, microcement isn't, a fully natural material. It has some polymers in it to give it that elasticity, but it's hand applied, hand troweled. That movement and the variation, I think, is what makes it feel authentic. It's not printed to look like something else. It just is what it is. And it is much more sustainable than, a 6-inch slab of concrete. So tubs, what is a simple tub? For me, that means no kind of weird swoops in its form, no built-in headrests, not like 18 jets aimed at you, just kind of a clean, smooth, simple surface. And for authenticity, I think they make fiberglass and acrylic tubs that look great online, but in person, they feel and look like plastic. They feel hollow. They feel like plastic to the touch, so they're not very inviting to get in my opinion. This is a solid surface tub. So solid surface is a stone powder mixed with some resins to make it. And that basically means that they're heavy. And so you have to consider that when installing them. But that weight is also, I think, what helps them feel authentic. They feel like substantial, durable kind of pieces of furniture rather than, something hollow or, made to look like porcelain and in fact, it's just plastic. So if you are going to get a tub, you've decided that's what you want, because I think a lot of bathrooms are totally fine without tubs and don't have the space for tubs. But if you do want one, I would definitely spend a little extra money, get a solid surface one, get an old school cast iron one, maybe, the metal enamel, or, the Japanese kind of wood tubs are gorgeous, a little bit more upkeep. But if you're going to get one, I think this is a place to spend a little extra money and make it something that is really comfortable and beautiful to be in, and not just kind of look good from afar. And one tip on tubs, as you can see, looks like it's flush mounted to the tub surround. But this is a drop-in tub, so this lip would normally sit on top of this surface. But you can get a drop-in tub, and with a little planning, design it in a way to where they're flush, which I feel feels a little more integrated and seamless. Just a tip for kind of getting a mid-range tub and making it feel more kind of built-in and intentional. Okay, so let's talk showers, and I'll do some other camera shots of what this looks like inside. But for simplicity, I think in general, if you're going to tile a shower, just use one size tile, one type of tile, not different colors, not different shapes, not kind of accent areas. I think that all of those differences confuse the space rather than kind of simplifying it and making it feel a little bit more relaxing to be in. So don't overcomplicate it with patterns or accents or strips. When it's all one thing, it feels kind of monolithic, and I think monolithic makes you feel calm. Even though it's made of 100 little tiles, it feels like a single kind of surface. I would avoid tiles, again, printed to look like other things, printed to look like wood or ceramic that's printed to look like marble. Those things always just like they're almost there, but not really there. I love beautiful natural stones, limestone in particular. I love limestone. Has kind of especially honed limestone has a very soft feel to it. And these are just ceramic. They kind of have a little bit of a pattern to them, but very subtle. And if you're going to go ceramic, I would just stick to a solid color. Don't go for real decorative prints. So a few technical tips. So Tile Ready is a company that makes shower pans, and you can get them custom to any size. And they are, I think, by far the easiest way to install a shower. They have curbed versions like this. They have curbless versions. They have hidden drains that I'll show you. But they come waterproofed, pre-sloped, ready to go. You install it, secure it to your subfloor. There's some kind of extra waterproofing things you can do around the wall integration to the shower pan, but very, very easy compared to your other options. And grout, another tip, I would use epoxy grout. It's a little bit harder to install, a little bit more expensive, but it is very hard, very durable, and doesn't mold. And so I think the little bit of extra cost and the extra installation time is so worth it whenever you don't have to worry about mold in your shower. And then kind of an extra bonus, this is a towel warmer. We got, I believe it's called Eskimo. I'll put the link down below. Love this towel warmer. Beautiful to look at. I mean, much, I think, more interesting than, the kind of bar towel holders that you see everywhere. So yeah, would recommend this. And finally, fixtures. So in terms of simplicity, I do not need like a 12 function spaceship shower head with, shooting me with water from multiple areas. I want something just simple. This shower head here, not expensive, but look at the box. It says all metal. And that's the key, I think, to authenticity. So you can get high-end fixtures that are actually just plastic, and they look great, but then when you touch them, you immediately know. So whatever finish you're going for, chrome, brass, black, just make sure the parts that you handle are metal. That's what makes it feel solid. That's what makes it feel like it's going to last. That's what I think authenticity means. So shower head, shower wand, the shower mixer, faucets, all of this is real metal. So when you're thinking about your own bathroom, forget about making it look expensive, whatever that means. Expensive is not a feeling. It is just the cost of things. And oftentimes, I think less expensive materials are the better ones to use. Instead, aim for simplicity. So fewer materials, which means fewer decisions. And think about authenticity. So materials and fixtures that feel honest, that feel intentional, that feel like you want to use them. Those two qualities outlast trends, look better as they age, and make a space that actually feels good to live in. And if you want some free help with your space, so material ideas or some places to start with the building process, shoot me an email. Happy to help however I can, send a few pictures, and I'll do my best.